Meanwhile, Manchester United grabbing the headlines of the back pages in England after that 2-1 victory away against Luton. Højlund once again, of course, finding the back of the net. His early brace proved to be just enough to see Ten Hag's side grab all 3 points. They're in a good run of form at the moment. You take a look at that, that's 5 wins in a row, 6 wins out of 7 in all competitions. Marion Jan still with us. They're good now, Craig.
No, they are. There's a positive and there's a downside with this United debate argument. The results recently are much better. That's factual. You saw the graphics. The positives are, for me, in particular, Kobe Mino, who could be well in this England squad come the summer if Gareth Southgate lets the leash off a little bit. You know, you're going to go with Jordan Henderson and Calvin Phillips. So he's in there. Garnacho's form. Rasmus Højlund getting his goals now, looking comfortable. Those 3 kids carrying the team look really good. However, you have to look at these results in context of the teams that they're chasing at the top. That is Aston Villa and Tottenham. And when you look at how United have gone about their whole season, they've not ever really been in control of games. You know, when you look at Villa, who I also don't think they're a big possession side, have 58% possession in the last 4 games. Tottenham is 62. United was 46 in the 4 games as an average, and yesterday against Luton was only 42. Giving up 84 efforts on goal, almost double which Tottenham are. So when you look at the fact they're going up against these 2 for a possible spot in the Champions League, we're not even touching on how Arsenal, Liverpool and Man City dominate games. That's in a different stratosphere. Mm-hmm. So they're not even yet at the pace of these 2 teams ahead, who have had a wobble. But, you know, Villa were in second place at one point. I think they might even have been in first, but they were definitely in second. Tottenham were in there. United are coming at the moment with a bit of a late run, and yes, it is good, and it is better. But when you're a big spending club and a juggernaut like Man United, and you have all this new investment, and these people at Ineos watch the games, is being a counter-attacking team, even against relegation-threatened sides, is that going to be enough over the course between now and the end of the season to get you into the top 4? I don't think it is. And I think that's a big problem. Great start in the game against Luton, if we take that game as a game in a nutshell. Great start, 2-0 up. If that was any of those other teams, they would probably put their foot on the throat of Luton and go, this is how you do it. Luton looked great. And I just think if you're looking at it and you're a Man United fan, you've got to say, can we keep doing this, just being this counter-attacking side? And is that good enough to be mixing it with Villa and Tottenham? That's a big question mark. It's a million miles away from the 3 above them.
Here's the thing with Manchester United. And it's difficult to have a discussion about them because of what we know Manchester United to be. Let's be honest, Manchester United are not in the class of the top 3.
No.
We have to talk about Manchester United forgetting their spending in the context of can they sneak into the top 4. That is where Manchester United are right now.
And can they?
They can. I still think that Villa and Spurs are better than them right now. And I know they had a draw with Spurs. They beat Villa. I accept all that in this most recent run of theirs. But I still think, in terms of overall, I still think they're 6th best. That doesn't mean that they can't put a run together and all of a sudden find themselves in the top 4. So I'm trying to get away from focusing on who Manchester United used to be, what their spending suggests that they should be. They are not there. That bar has been lowered a long time ago. They are just hoping to sneak into the top 4, continue these good results, continue producing talents like Mainu, see him evolve, see Højlund continue to evolve, and I think you're on track in the right direction. But that's as positive as it can be.
Go on, Mario.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Look, in a situation where they are now, I think things like this is helping them, of course. You understand? Keeping them on the bounce. Your main striker that you made so much effort to bring over to your club, he's scoring now. What is he? 6 games in a row now. So in that sense, it's better. And also the psychological level of when I heard Ten Hag talking, he said we can achieve things and we're building things. Yeah, I know he's very good in playing the mind tricks, because that's what the same he did in Holland when he was at Ajax. So in that sense, yes. But I know, look, as a club, they're going to play now 2 games. The 2 games are coming up, you understand. They got Fulham and Forest, the game, and then they got the big one. When they play City, and you know, everybody knows when it comes to that City, like even when I spend my time in there, when those 2 meet, it's going to be a big test for Man United, because it doesn't matter where you are, regardless if you are at the bottom. When a derby comes, the league standard doesn't count anymore. It's just rivalry against rivalry. So that's why these 2 games that he comes up, it's going to get him into a level, and then we will see the real test coming up, because City wants the title, and you want your respect back in your city. So in that sense, I think where they are right now, they have to worry about making sure they can keep the momentum, because they're not winning cute. But even if you win, I prefer to win ugly sometimes than winning all the great games, guys? Because playing beautiful football and not winning, it hurts. I'm beautiful is coming there, so I'm going to put it in.
Yeah, he does. But it's unbelievable when you are on that straight. On that flow as a striker. If I may, Dan, just add to what Mario said about, and Craig was talking about 42% ball possession against Luton Town. I mean, this is one of the biggest mysteries of this season, or the last 2 seasons. So Erik ten Hag comes from Ajax, where they have dominant, yes, the Dutch league is not the same quality, but always between 60 and 70% possession. And then you come to Manchester United. I'm not saying they will dominate every game, but you do expect them to dominate a game against Luton Town. And so that is a mystery. But I have to say, boys, I mean, we are negative in the terms of they're not playing well. It's not a bad skill to have to be able to win football games. And Manchester United got that skill right now.
That's exactly what I said.
Well,
yes.
they're digging themselves out a hole at the moment with results. If you look at what the others are doing, if you look at how, in particular, this weekend was a great example. If you look at what Liverpool and Arsenal are doing with the cannon fodder in the Premier League, I mean, they're just obliterating them. You look at West Ham having a tough time, right? David Moyes is having a tough time at the moment. They're not playing well. Arsenal roll into town a week ago, take 6 off them. That's the difference. And so when these teams, we talk about winning ugly, when these teams are going for the title, winning ugly for them is not playing so well and getting the job done. United haven't really played well all season. Now they're just winning in a kind of ugly manner. By the way, their counter-attacking game is very good. Is very good. I can't take that. On the counter-attack, their finishing wasn't great, but their counter-attacking was excellent. Their lack of control, there's not really many teams that are going to challenge for Europe or their domestic title when you can't control even teams in the bottom half of the league. You have to look back in the league and say, how did they do that? I mean, you look at Greece in the Euros 20 years ago, they managed to get away with it over a month. Yeah. They're not going to get away with it over a season. So you have to ask yourself the question, has this got enough legs to the end of the season? And even if it has, are the people at Ineos that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is putting in that are going to be making the big decisions come the summer, or we certainly been talking about it before, looking and going, yeah, results have been better, but why can't we dominate the Burnleys, the Sheffield Uniteds, the Lutons, the Bournemouths at home, who they get beaten? These are concerns going forward. And what the results do at the moment is they just take the headlines away. But behind the headlines, there are still, I think, some worrying performances. So